WMMS.
I'll have Nikki Glazer tickets for you all this week, too. A lot of good stuff coming. She's doing the Agora on June the 3rd. I'll have copies of MLB The Show, 22 for you to win. And if you want to go see Bad Flower, they're doing a show at the House of Blues on the 29th of this month. So that is all happening this week. Tomorrow we're doing another Power Hour show as we'll be airing the Guardians-Reds game. They're going to play in Cincinnati tomorrow. 4:10 is the first pitch, so we'll roll out here about 3:30. Get right into the pregame coverage, and then on with your Guardians. The Cavaliers will play in Brooklyn tomorrow night, the play-in game against the Nets. If they win tomorrow, they'll be playing the Boston Celtics next week. If they lose tomorrow, they'll play Friday against whoever wins the Hawks-Hornets game. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts right now. It's hell for people like me who are terrible at math. So what I do is I just make myself some notes, and then I just read those verbatim. And then it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Boom. And it all works out. So your Cleveland Guardians, as of right now, 4-1 against the Royals. They're ending that series today in the top of the fourth. But tomorrow, if you're not a fan of this show, tomorrow's a big day for you because we'll only be here a little over an hour. Yeah. We are going to, I'll be out next week. We're going to Mexico. We're taking our daughter to the Nickelodeon Resort in Cancun. And I can't help but be consumed, because this is her first plane ride. And I can't help but be consumed with all of the things that I hope don't go wrong in the process of air travel. It's a direct flight. We're flying from Detroit Metro to Cancun. Gwen and I have been to Mexico many, many times prior to our daughter being born, so we know the lay of the land. Our daughter's never been, though. In-laws are coming. And I was, Bill sent me this lady who was flipping out. I saw that last week, I think. She's
not even flipping out. She's just being a jerk.
Well, they take her off, and the whole plane, had to be deplaned, I think, because of this woman who didn't want to wear a mask. I think that the pilots union, I think the flight attendants union, if that's a thing, I think they're all hanging their hats on the fact that Biden may say pretty soon, masks on the planes, let's get rid of them, right?
I saw April 18th as a date. I don't know if that's true or not.
I certainly hope so.
I mean,
just for all of the people who are flipping out and causing problems, obviously, people who can't keep it together on these flights. But I was watching a video of a JetBlue flight out of Cancun. This was Cancun to New York. So it's going to be a long flight.
Probably, 5 hours?
They were about that, yeah, 5, maybe 6. They were trying to land at JFK, but the weather was really bad, so they got diverted to Newark, which in and of itself, bad enough. You can smell Newark a mile away, even if you're, at descending height. But then they sat on the tarmac waiting to go back to JFK, and the passengers were flipping out. They're like, just let us off the plane.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't...
We're not that far.
You're not in Omaha. You're
right.
in Newark. Yeah. And I'm like, please don't let anything like this happen. Please. I've been very lucky as an adult in my daughter is 6. This will be her first flight. I wasn't even on an airplane until I was 21. Mm-hmm. But I'm just hoping, that my good luck streak continues, because I don't want to be on a flight where somebody's screaming or being a jag-off.
Yeah.
Or...
Officer, my kids are panicking. People are sick back there. We got to get off this plane. We tried to land 4 times already.
By the way, my kids are panicking, I assume, is shorthand for the batteries on their tablets are dead.
Right. I have to talk to them
They
now.
are at 2% charge.
It's dangerous. We're scared to fly. We want to get off. We're 6 hours. It's a 3-hour flight. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. We just want to get off. It's our lives. I'm sorry. People are sick back there. People are fainting. People are throwing up. A little respect for human beings. How long can we sit on this crap?
It's not just one person.
Everybody wants to get off.
Everybody on the plane does not want to get off.
Everybody wants to get off.
Yeah, so it was bad weather.
I would be terrified.
Well, there were
on
people
that plane?
there were people that were like, we don't want. Yeah, what's scarier, being on the tarmac in the mob or being up in the air
in a
Listen,
thunderstorm.
Well,
yeah.
but pilots fly in bad weather all the time. So, once they got the go-ahead. But yeah, Newark, I'd be like, man, let us off the plane.
I'll take a train or whatever. Yeah.
I think it's all about the luggage and like they have to have a terminal ready for you. Like I think
so. Get a terminal ready.
Yeah, you can make adjustments.
I guarantee they would be happier to wait for their luggage than sit on that plane with their kids.
Bro, it don't even matter if you are in the home airport or not. Because when we came back from Mexico, we sat for a good 2 hours before we could even get to a terminal because someone was behind, a plane was behind, then a plane had to take off, then another plane had to deplane, and then that had to pull out, and we were sitting there for 2 hours after our already scheduled landing, and it was BS.
That's when a little person points in it.
When a what?
Deplane. I hate that I knew that.
That completely went past me.
I made you make the joke.
I hate you so much.
He set you up.
God.
He set it up and he made you spike it over the net.
He said it and I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh, no.
God.
But you guys going out to Arizona, no hiccups or anything?
No issues. On the way home, there was one guy who did it on purpose. He bought a middle seat away from his wife, like 8-10 rows back, and then asked the lady in the front if they could switch. And the woman told him no. She was like, sorry, I paid.
Oh, he bought the cheap middle seat.
He bought the cheap middle seat in like row 35.
Why would he do that?
His wife was in row 7.
Because people are terrible.
But these were assigned seats?
Assigned seats.
Okay.
So that's just like an offside. And the lady was like, no. She's like, I paid $100 extra for legroom. So if you want to give me $100, I'll switch with you. He's like, yeah, but that's my wife and she doesn't like flying. And it's
who cares?
Then why didn't you buy the seat right next to her?
The lady goes, she seems lovely. That was her response. She seems lovely.
Yeah. But that should have been your response to the guy grilling you about the Guardians name change. The team seems lovely.
Seems lovely.
Yep. I'll see you later.
We had no problems on the airplane, but we did take a helicopter tour over the Grand Canyon, which was like has anybody here ever been in a helicopter?
Oh yeah, a couple times.
Okay,
yeah.
Like just regular trip or like over
as a
Hawaii
kid and then as an
like
adult.
That?
Yeah.
Okay. So I do not freak out about heights. I'm the person hiking the Grand Canyon who is like, if there's a rock that juts out, I'm on the point of it, standing, looking over, dangling my feet. Like heights don't freak me out at all. So we booked this helicopter tour, and it's a 50-minute tour where it's about 10 minutes to the Grand Canyon, 30 minutes completely over the Grand Canyon, and then 10 minutes back.
Is it just the two of you?
There's 6 people.
Okay.
So there's 4 people in the back.
They fill the chopper with people, yeah.
And then there's us 2 in the front, and then the pilot in the front as well. My boyfriend has vertigo, which he decided to tell me like while we were already at the Grand Canyon. And I was like, well, this is something I want to do. They have an opening. Are you sure you want to do this? And he's like, it seems like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Let's try it,
Is it a thing where they give you helmets and mics and all that?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can talk to each other.
But you couldn't because of COVID. So they wouldn't let anybody use the microphone. So you could hear the pilot talking in the headphones, but you weren't allowed to talk. And this was like one of their newer model helicopters, so...
You think they'd put like plastic over the mic head or something? You can still hear each other.
Yeah. So there weren't really like doors. The doors were windows because we were sitting in the front. So
it's like an old Huey.
Yeah. It was honestly one of the most incredible things I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
Now, were you sitting in the middle or were you sitting on the
middle.
end? Okay.
So it went in the front. It went pilot, me, my boyfriend. So my boyfriend is against one of the glass seats. So and he has vertigo. He's not a big fan of heights. So he is flipping out, and I can see he's like white knuckling.
So he's really doing this for you.
Well, I told him, I was like, we don't have to do this, but he's like, I want to. Like,
okay.
He's the kind of guy. He's like, I want to.
He's facing his fear.
I want to put myself in an uncomfortable situation. I want to see what it's like, and that'll be enough for me forever.
The back of a Volkswagen.
Yeah, I was ready.
I hate you guys. So we're up there, and I was loving it. I was having a great time until we were like probably 20 minutes, about halfway through the flight, where I started to freak out because it is so vast that I was like, if we were to crash, that's it. Like, we're done. You don't survive this. You don't survive a crash.
That's how an airplane crash works, too.
But not the same, because it's like such a small, there's no life, you're sitting against glass. There's nothing in place.
You die. If you're in the air and whatever you're in crashes, you're gonna die.
You might not die on an airplane. If it goes nose first and you're in row 30 and it doesn't hit that hard,
and plenty of people have walked away from helicopter crashes too.
Well, either way.
Not from the top of the Grand Canyon.
We're 8,000 feet above the bottom of the Grand Canyon. You're screwed if anything happens, right? Go ahead.
how much does a helicopter cost versus a airplane?
You mean a ride?
No. I mean, like,
Just to buy one?
if I'm a billionaire, like, I have a plane, I have a helicopter. Is a helicopter like $1 million? Can you buy a helicopter for under $1 million?
Yeah, I'm sure you can, yes.
Yeah, a couple 100,000 maybe. I don't know. So I was fine, and I was enjoying it until
About $250,000.
about a halfway through the ride, because you're over the Grand Canyon for about 30 minutes, so you can't see any like land other than the Grand Canyon for about a half hour. And he's narrating it and telling you facts and yada yada yada. About halfway through the ride, what started to freak me out, because you guys know I believe in fate and I believe in the universe and all that stuff. I remembered that at the gas station on the way to the airport, we stopped and bought drinks, and my boyfriend bought a sports drink that was dedicated to Kobe. He bought a Mamba Forever sports drink. And so we're like halfway through the ride, and I was like, oh my God, he bought a Kobe drink before we went on a helicopter ride. Like, that's it. That was the sign. That was the sign that we weren't supposed to get on this helicopter.
You cannot be a person walking around in the world, can you?
I knew
Are you a living human?
I was like, you're going to hate this story.
Are you a thinking, breathing, sentient human?
So did you guys die?
When I tell you this, listen.
Spoiler!
Are you dead? When I tell you that for the next 25 minutes
That's all
of
you
this
could think
ride,
of.
it's all I could think about. Was like I was fighting a panic attack for a half hour, having to control my breathing, could barely appreciate what we were doing, because I was like, he jinxed us. He jinxed us. He bought the Kobe drink, and now we're going to die in a crash, and they're going to find the Kobe drink in our car, and they're going to be like, what were they?
I think what would be
were they
awesome.
thinking?
I think what would be awesome is, as part of the Grand Canyon helicopter tour, they put a fake helicopter crash at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and then they just fly over that. They go, yeah, that happened last week.
Like when you go on
And
the
RIP.
What's the ride at Disney where it's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and there's another boat going through, and it's getting pulled down by the squid?
Yeah, right.
The Kraken is coming for your,
Yeah, so I was flipping out. I was doing great. I was so happy. I was excited. I'm taking videos. I'm like dancing around. I'm listening. They played like the Star Wars music when we crested over the
You're
Grand
dancing
Canyon.
in the helicopter?
I was having a great time. And then the Mamba Forever thing hit me, and it's like I went white. I felt sick. I was like, I got to get off this helicopter. It's going to go down. There's no other way. The universe sent us this
there's
signal.
49 more minutes in the tour.
Right. And then after we landed...
So you ruined your own time.
Well, after we landed, I looked at him and we got off, and he said it first. He was like, while we were up there, all I could think about was that I bought a Kobe drink. And I was like, I knew it! I knew you were thinking about it too!
You two are peas in a pod. It was kismet.
But yeah,
did he have a good time?
So both of us agreed that it was cool, but
You'll never do it again.
I will never do that again.
I understand.
I was like physically
All you need is
sick.
one time.
I felt really...
Would you have had a better time had you not been focused on the Kobe drink?
Maybe, but
it's
honestly,
still-
it's still kind of... It's pretty freaky up there,
But did he-
man.
It's freaky, but also it's like seasickness almost. It's like air sickness.
I don't get motion sickness.
Yeah.
I don't get elevation
But you're
sickness.
in a capsule,
nothing
like so
that.
much smaller than an airplane. Like you're
Yeah.
literally hovering. The propeller, or that's what you call it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but
think.
like, you're just hovering, and it's not the same feeling as a plane. A
No,
plane is very
and it was
smooth.
so jerky.
It's like when we were in Mexico, the first time we ever went to Mexico, we did this ziplining thing across a 1,000-foot high chasm.
Yeah.
Across this you go off this cliff and you're ziplining 1,000 feet in the air over this thing.
Yeah.
And Gwen is just having a great time.
Yeah.
She's hanging upside down.
Yeah.
Going across. And I'm hanging on for dear life.
That was my boyfriend.
I'm like, this will be fine. We will be fine. This is a tourist attraction, right? We'll be fine. But I'm not I'm not deviating from anything
From the
here.
plan,
I'm
yeah.
going to hang on. Yeah.
It was after we landed, I felt really nauseous for like 45 minutes, where I was like, I had to drink a ginger ale and like sit, and I was like, I was surprised at how much my body reacted to the flight. And mixed
Yeah,
with
psychosomatic.
mixed with the Kobe thing. So there was the Kobe drink that set me into a frenzy.
Let me ask you this. Did he buy that drink knowing the
No.
helicopter ride was on the docket?
Yes, but it didn't dawn on either of us because I even mentioned it. He goes, "Oh, Grape Strawberry, that's cool." And it was a Body Armor drink, so he drinks those all the time. He had not seen that one, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool flavor."
The flavor was grape strawberry?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a flavor that
terrible.
he
I've
used
never
to
heard
drink.
of that
Neither
before.
had he, which is why he was like, "That sounds great."
Oh,
And
look,
then-
Kobe Bryant had terrible taste. Okay, here we go.
So he was like, "Oh, that's a new flavor. I'll try that." And it was like purple and gold. And I was like, "Oh, is it a Lakers one?" He goes, "Oh yeah, Mamba Forever." So we like even talked about it on the way to the airport. And then
Not
both of
recalling how Kobe Bryant shuffled off his mortal coil.
both of us while we were up there were like,
Now I know for the next 25 minutes, I'm going to be, all I can think about is grape strawberry. What?
he said it was pretty good.
Hey, honey, it's watermelon celery.
Yeah.
Yum.
Got a nice little bite to
Oh,
it.
it sounds good. It's
But-
even got those strings in it.
Even without the Kobe thing, which definitely is what set off my anxiety, but once you're up there, man, you are over it for like a half hour where you're like,
And there's nothing you can do.
There's
So
zero.
you're like, you've got to clear your head because you're like, if it's same thing with a plane. You're like, if anything happens,
I'm already in it. That's it.
Yeah.
If something were to happen, but it's just because you can see the rocks and they're jagged and they're deep and there's a river and it was very, very breathtaking, beautiful, amazing. Like the words don't even describe it, but it was also absolutely horrifying because it was just, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Even if you were to survive the crash, how are they going to get you out? A helicopter that just crashed?
was
Yeah,
there?
right. You know?
We're sending a chopper. Don't watch the movie Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone.
Ooh, you should watch that. It's a good movie.
Was there anyone else in your group? You said there were 3 couples.
It was a family of 4 behind us.
Were any of them flipping out, or were
No, they spoke Spanish, so we had to listen to all of the narration in English and then again in Spanish.
Oh, I see.
So we basically just had narration going the whole time, but well, you couldn't hear anybody freaking out or anything like that.
I see.
But every time I looked at my boyfriend, he was shaking his head. He's like, no. Like it's
Viva la Mamba!
it was the first time in 2 years that I've been with him that I've seen him genuinely afraid. Like legitimately, he was terrified. And then after we got done, we were both like, beautiful, amazing, once in a lifetime. I don't ever have to go in a helicopter again.
They have in Mexico. It's called the Copper Canyon, and it's 4 times the size of the Grand Canyon. And so,
How?
what do you mean how?
How is that not like one of the 7 wonders of the world?
It might be.
No.
Is the Grand Canyon one of the 7 wonders?
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
7 natural wonders of the world. You would think that one would be more famous.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
Mexico
know.
doesn't have as good of marketing.
I guess
Also,
not. Yeah.
They have beaches and stuff like that, so the big hole isn't as exciting as the beautiful beaches.
I guess. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Do they have helicopter tours over that?
Yeah.
Are you going to do one?
Oh, I don't know about that.
It would come in handy if you're trying to fight and rescue Michael Jackson.
Poundcake's Trench. A very trenchant commentary on Friday's show.
You missed it.
About,
That's okay.
Yeah. No, you really didn't.
You're
No,
fine.
you did. It's
Really
My
didn't.
plan was
it's a
foolproof.
great. Your plan is foolish.
Yeah, emphasis on the fool part.
Yeah.
When in doubt, dig a hole somewhere, and someone's gonna be like, "What's going on with that guy?" And they're gonna inspect the hole, and it creates a diversion, so you can go rescue who you got to rescue. It's genius.
Obviously.
Genius.
Why is there just a big hole on the outskirts of the city? You wouldn't go inspect that?
No, I would not.
Probably, actually. If I saw a hole, I'd look
People
in
would
it.
think it's like, oh, this is where the world ends. This is the edge of the earth.
The sinkhole.
Yeah, but also, how are you? Like, there's the. It's a really big hole that he described.
He's
How
not going
far
to dig
hole?
it.
How
He's
far
not gonna
down
dig
does
it.
it go?
Yeah, just all the digging that he.
I
would
said
go
3
into.
cars long deep.
You're going to dig it with a shovel?
I didn't say shut your ass up. I didn't say with a shovel. If I'm on a secret agent mission, I got like gadgets and
Secret
stuff.
agent mission. Hey, Harvey.
Hey, how you guys all doing today?
Big Harv. What's going on?
Yeah, so I want to speak about, a caller spoke about, I think kind of rudely to Mary a few weeks ago regarding pooping and girls talking about pooping.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my idea for you, Mary.
Okay.
You know, you say that, you know, different times you have to poop during the show and the commercial break. Every time you come out of a commercial break and you poop, you say, I just pooped and I'm a girl and I don't care. And I think that will make a lot of women feel that it's not taboo, and it will take away that chauvinistic thing that only a strong man can poop.
I think the creepy, breathy way that Harvey is explaining this might be detracting from what might otherwise be a great idea.
Very feminist of him. Yeah.
If you could just talk about pooping
When you come back,
I'd really appreciate it. Every time, just talking
And then when
about
I got a big load, I go put it in there.
That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about here. Okay, thank you, Harvey. Then we'll take that under advisement. And then the next time Mary goes and does something, that'll be up to her, though.
You guys will know if I pooped because my whole family will be here. So easy to tell.
Your whole family will be here. Hey, guys, did you hear? Mary had,
People came all over me.
Right.
Of
And
course.
then it was a whole thing. Alan, excuse me, but strawberry grape is delicious.
There you go.
just doesn't sound.
I've never
like,
had it. No,
yeah.
I've never heard of that combination.
That's
I've never had
exactly
it.
why he bought it.
I will take your word for it.
I thought you guys would appreciate the fact
Maybe
that
Kobe was on some newness that we were never at his level.
you guys would like the fact that I thought the universe was sending us a sign by giving us the COVID.
You thought we'd like that?
Yeah,
I
we
thought
loved
you
it.
would.
The universe
I
was-
was like, you
yes.
know who this reminds me of? Alan and Bill. And how much they believe
As
in
their
fate.
helicopter crashes into the canyon.
There was something that happened while you were gone that made me believe in fate a little bit. I can't remember what it was. Something stupid.
That I did, or that happened on the
not that
show.
you did.
Did we discuss it here? Or
Yeah,
you?
we did. It was. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure one of the customers.
Somebody
might
will tell
remember,
us.
But it was something we were discussing, and I was like, "That might be fate. That might have been fate."
Oh, you think about fate? You don't even believe in it.
All right, that's how wild this occurrence was. I was like, "That might be fate." Now, I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah, I
That means
vaguely
it is.
recall
Yeah.
us talking about that, but
But we're not dead. I'm not dead.
I think it's great.
Actually, you are.
The whole time. The whole time.
Yeah, you've been dead
This
the
is
whole
hell. Welcome. All right, I've got to take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192 to get me there. AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch if you're so inclined and listen live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan